let's talk about Alisson first, because it's weird. I remember saying after the last, before the Palace game, it was like, he had a great game at Palace last time, and then he got injured. And then he had a great game at Palace this time. And I thought, oh, whew, he's escaped the injury. But then he didn't. And there's a part of me that's frustrated by it because it was kind of a wayward pass. In fact, wayward passes probably caused both of the injuries that came, because obviously the wayward pass from Konate to Gravenberch started the attack, and then he's having to sprint back to get into position. And apparently it's that sprint back that's done his injury.
Who to Alisson? Yeah.
Yeah. But we also have to kind of have this annual, seemingly, conversation around he does get injured a lot.
Do we have any insights to what the injury is? Is it a hammy? Is it a knee?
Not necessarily. I've not seen any specifics, but I've seen someone say it was basically during the running back rather than actual making of the save that caused the injury.
That's worrying. And the managers rush to rule him out for Chelsea is worrying. I mean, I think when the news broke, 15 so months ago, that Liverpool spending 22 million on a backup goalie, Mamardashvili, eyebrows were raised a little bit, but there's also I think the conversations we had at the time were, the club know that we have a unique goalkeeper who's uniquely one of the best that's ever played the game, but also very, very rare for a goalkeeper in that he picks up injuries at the drop of a hat. He's an injury-prone goalkeeper. In all my years watching Liverpool, I've never known an injury-grown goalkeeper. I can't.
Who was good?
Who was good? Yeah, who was good? Yeah. And I can't think of the top of the world game where that's a thing. I know Manuel Neuer's had his injuries, but I wouldn't say he's throughout his career or Oblak.
I mean, Alisson doesn't go skiing that often, so he's not going to get
the
same reasons for injuries as Manuel Neuer. But I take your point.
I mean, the consolation is, and I hope it's a consolation, is that Mamardashvili wasn't just bought for the sake of it.
No.
And the glimpses we've seen of him have been really encouraging.
I think so too.
So it is what it is. I suppose we all knew it was coming. I just hope it's one of his... I trade now on 5, 6, 7, 8 gamers. I trade on that rather than it being something nightmarish like God forbid, an ACL.
Well, yeah.
We can't rule anything out at this moment.
No, unfortunately we can't. I'm assuming that maybe by the time this comes out, some of you will have had more indication. We might have heard a few whispers here and there. But obviously, Slot's next press conference is Friday morning. I'll be there. Someone will be asking, if not necessarily me, so we'll know by that point. But the point with Mamardashvili is really strong, is that he's a number one. Basically, whether or not he's playing back up, he is a number one. He was number one for Valencia for quite some time. Yeah. He was number one for his country. He is a good enough goalkeeper. If the worst happened and we had to have him in goal for weeks/months, I think he could do the job. So that's okay.
It's a fragile situation though, because he's one mistake away from people jumping on him, because this is how the world works. And with goalies, that confidence thing can play a really big factor. And I've seen, we've both seen keepers destroyed by a couple of high-profile errors, and the media and fan pile on, and they never recover from it. I don't want to tell.
No, but you're right.
But it is something I think we'll all be a bit nervy about for a while, and certainly wishing him well will be an important thing.
Yes. Now, in terms of injuries, the other injury, Hugo Ekitike, again, a bad ball into him. He stretches. He's already kind of run around for quite a considerable amount of time, and he felt something. Now, the word on him was a little bit more vague in terms of Slot was saying, like, he felt something, he felt he can continue, but you never know in the moment, and it might look different in the next morning. So even in those kind of words, it felt like he's got more of a chance. But in the world where he isn't available, we've literally just had an example of what can happen if we're having to play Isak for too long, as we saw at Selhurst Park. I don't think it suited him. And then if you look at Isak's contribution coming off the bench last night, again, I still don't think he's ready.
I thought, okay, let's start with Ekitike. I mean, we could see in the first half how important a player he's becoming for us. Mm-hmm. His pace to get away from his man created probably our best chance of the game. He should really have finished, but he didn't. He said afterwards that he had cramp and that he was fine. The manager was more cynical, wasn't he? He said that he all but said that's what Jeremy Frimpong said on the first day of the season, was out for 3.5 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So if you ask me to bet, I'm not betting on him starting against Chelsea just based on the information we have now. I hope to God he has got a chance, but I'm not betting on it.